let's look on the Broadside, shall we? So this is kind of my interpretation of Broadside, who was, in my opinion, probably the worst Generation 1 triple changer, if only because the two alt modes have like the craziest size discrepancy of any other character in G1. Like one is a fighter jet and one is an aircraft carrier. So you can see that's a little silly. So this design is almost nothing like G1 Broadside. Like he's different colors, he's different everything. I might make a recolor of this with the G1 colors. That might be interesting. But this is kind of my Broadside. He transforms into a somewhat small, like destroyer type battleship and a rather large, like cargo plane. So the size discrepancy is a little less terrible. Did I mention he's a triple changer? He turns into two different things. So my process for designing him was a little bit different than normal. I figured out how to turn the two alt modes into each other and then kind of finagled the robot on top of that, which is how why he came out with these proportions. I tried to give him kind of a beep boop giant robot kind of feel with like pistons and stuff. Here's some scale. Like here's Optimus Prime, and here's Bumblebee. At least as far as the paper representation goes, he's not really to scale. I might make I guess there's nothing stopping me from making like a double-sized giant one that you have to print out 2 pieces of paper to make or something. Maybe later, not right now. Let's do some alternate modes. I'm going to do airplane first because that one's easier to get into. It's also my favorite of the two. Oh, I didn't show the back, but that's what the back looks like. Yeah, I never considered that my first triple changer would be Broadside. I thought I'd do Blitzwing first, probably, or Astrotrain. Astrotrain's one of my favorite guys. He's just silly. I like the idea of when I first started with Transformers, Astrotrain I thought he was really funny just because he carried all his friends in his alt mode and he was shorter than them in robot mode. But yeah, the design for Broadside just kind of came to me one time, so I decided to make it instead. Here's the cargo plane. It's looks like this. Got a V-tail and some big old wings. Over there we got some engine detail under there. For a comparison, here is, again, he's not to scale. He's not going to be to scale with anybody in any mode. But as far as the paper goes, here's Thundercracker and Nightbird. I believe this is the first aerial Autobot. At least, unless you count Whirlwind, who's like a 4-rotor drone. But I imagine Broadside can have a lot more range and a lot more height than she can. All right. Let's do a battleship. So if you notice, these turrets rotate. Yay! That is there's a Brad in there. Same way the Tankor's turret rotates, but we're a little bit more finicky to get on there because they're so small. All right, what are the steps for this? Right. This mode is a lot better than the prototypes were, but it is still kind of difficult to get them in there. And it's, well, it's pretty good. It's all right. I like the plane and the robot better. But I'm quite happy with the fact that I was able to manage a triple changer in the first place. Get in there, please. Do the other side first. There we go. I believe these are going to do that. Got to get these tabs here, these little tabs, to hook into some hooks on the side here. That step's a little bit tough to do. There we go. Okay. There we go. A little battleship. So as you can see, the wings of the plane form the sides, and there's a little bridge window where the plane's cockpit was. And sometimes the tail sticks out and sometimes it doesn't. That's right, I'm not going to go fix it. So yeah, there's that. Boat mode, and for some size comparison, which is definitely not to scale, there's Soundwave and Hyund. And they're just in the ocean, I guess. I don't know if you noticed, but in the video, Nightbird looked a little different how she did last time. So yes, there's a new Nightbird with longer wings in jet mode. Altogether, just I think closer to the F-117. I cleaned up the tail a bit, and there's an extra transformation step where you actually fold the spikes out of inside the tail, which also lets it have a color on both sides instead of just being blank paper. Altogether, I think she looks quite a bit better than before. Got the regular Decepticon logos instead of the hand-drawn ones. Got shading and, highlights on the windows and all. So yeah. Here's the robot mode comparison, old and new. So this one ended up being a little bit bigger, just the way I printed it out. That wasn't 100% intentional. But this one's got, I don't know, just more modern, more of my recent design. So got shading and highlights and better details. Her proportions are actually also a little bit better. See, this one, the arms are kind of too long, so I shortened the arms on this one. And also, one consequence of having the wings be longer, my intention here was that the wings could be like a cape or a cloak, but they never stay like that. This one, the wings are long enough to actually connect. So that her cloak is complete and it stays. So that's cool. And these spikes here, if you don't like them, you can fold them back into the interior of the tail, and it looks maybe a little bit cleaner if you do that. But I thought I'd give the option. So that's one option too. Yeah, new Nightbird.